And here we go. Hi, everybody. Carson Meredith with you. It is 7:32, almost, on this Saturday night, November 30th, and snow has arrived. And our forecast is in pretty good shape. Snow's moving in as expected. The area that we're watching for the highest snowfall totals still looks to be on track. Now we just got to figure out how much snow we're going to see. But the alert day is still in place, because we do expect those roads to start to have some issues as those temperatures continue to drop over the next few hours. So, usually I'm on here on a Saturday night or Sunday night around this time, right? I usually have a pretty set show of what I'm going to show you, what I'm going to talk about. But tonight we're just going to sit back, relax, talk about some snow. If you have any questions for me, let me know. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch. That must be for the younger group because I don't know anything about Twitch. If you have any questions, thoughts, reports, what are you seeing at your house? Where are you watching the snowfall? Where are you watching our live stream? Let us know. I got a lot of different screens in front of me, so we'll try to change things up a little bit as the night goes on and give you all kinds of different vantage points of this first decent snow of the season. All right, let's start things off with the live view of Spaghetti Junction. The roads, for the time being, look good. Looks like the camera is a little slow to load. Might have some internet buffering there going on. But anyway, for now, the roads are in decent shape. Part of the reason why is because our temperatures are, for the most part, near or just above freezing. But that is continuing to change. The temperatures are continuing to drop. So unfortunately, I do expect some road issues to pop up here in the next hour or two, if that. So let's jump right to radar. Let me get one of my monitors in the right spot. There we go. This main band of snow, as expected, is right along I-64. There it is. There might be a little break right there near Fort Knox in southwest Louisville, but quite honestly, that might be the radar beam kind of missing the snowflakes as they're coming down. The cone of silence. Look it up. It's an interesting radar phenomenon. Okay, let's zoom in on a few spots, shall we? We'll start in southern Indiana. This is where the snow first started around 4 o'clock this afternoon, 4 or 5 p.m., which was around the time our alert day kicked in. And we still have that light snow coming down. Nothing too terribly heavy just yet. It's been kind of that festive-looking snow. The only reports we've seen so far, excuse me, is that the snow is starting to cover the grass just a little bit in Du Bois County. So that's out near Jasper, Ferdinand. I'll circle Du Bois County. We're right there. Getting some reports of that snow starting to cover the grass, but the roads for now, emphasize for now, are in good shape. Still see that light snow across much of Orange County, up near Patoka Lake, into Crawford County, Perry County. You see some of that snow stretches into Breckenridge and Meade County too. Further off to the east, closer to the metro, we've got light snow falling here in Jefferson County. As you saw on that SkyTrack camera just a second ago, right? It's got slight snow in Clark County, Floyd, Harrison County, down into Bullitt, Spencer, Shelby, Oldham County, Trimble, Henry County, so on and so forth. So if you live right along I-64 and 1 or 2 counties to the north and 1 or 2 counties to the south, so right in the middle of wave country, as expected, that is where most of the snow is falling tonight. And that's where I expect most of the snow to fall as the evening progresses. Further to the south, there is still some light snow ongoing in Nelson County, in Washington County, Kentucky, Springfield, Beech Grove, Brush Grove, rather, Bardstown, New Haven, Boston, Seeing some of that lighter snow as we speak. But there is also going to be some of you that get left out. Unfortunately, that's how it always seems to go with winter weather here in Wave Country. So Lawrence, Jackson, Jennings County, even Jefferson County, Indiana, up near Madison. He's probably seeing a few flurries, if that. That's really it right now. And further to the south, Litchfield, Mudfordville, Greensburg, Campbellsville, Columbia. You guys are not seeing much at this time either. The further north you are and the further south you are, the lower snow amounts you will see tonight. You got to be in the sweet spot right in the middle of Wave Country to get the best shot for some accumulations over the next few hours, okay? We've been on for about 8 minutes, and just on our social media platforms, there are nearly 700 of you watching tonight. We appreciate you watching wherever you are. Again, if you tell us what you're seeing, where are you at? What are you seeing? Is your driveway covered yet? Is your car roof covered yet? How do the roads look? Let us know. Your reports tonight will be very helpful as we go through this little round of snow. So let's go into the comments, shall we? There's a lot of happy people. Jocelyn, snow, finally. She's going to go jump around in it. Have at it. Have fun. Love it. Love it. Love it. Michelle's watching in Linden tonight. Shonda always watching in Jeffersonville, saying it's really starting to snow in Jeffersonville now. Let me click on our Jeffersonville SkyTrack camera, and I could show you the view that we're looking at. Hang tight. I got a lot of screens in front of me. It's tough to do these live streams with a one-man show. Let's see. Hang on. Try again. Make sure we get the right camera up here for you. All right, there you go. So obviously this is looking across the Ohio River to downtown Louisville, but you can see what looks like some melted snowflakes on our camera lids there in Jeffersonville. But yeah, that snow's, I'm not surprised at all that snow is coming down at a good clip there in Jeffersonville, Shonda. So thanks for letting us know. Let's see. Kathy says a little snow's okay. Just don't pile it on, too thick. This is going to be a light snow. We've seen much bigger snowstorms, obviously. This is not a huge winter storm at all. It's just the first decent accumulating snow of the season. And you guys know the drill. A lot of times when we have that first decent snow, we have some travel issues. And that's why the alert day is in place. Carrie is in Marengo tonight, and he's got about an inch of snow where he's at. All right, good to know, Carrie. Appreciate that report. Very good info. Dave says, Dave and Jean, I should say, it's coming down in Carrollton. All right. Let's see. Storm Chaser Jason says it looks like a winter wonderland in Paoli. Sounds about right. That light snow has been falling there for a couple of hours now. Amanda says snow's coming down in Bartstown. A different Amanda says snow showers in Springfield in Washington County, Kentucky. Connie says the ground is already covered in New Haven down in Nelson County. All right, so see how quickly this is accumulating, guys? For the most part, right now, it's just on the grass or on the rooftops. But as those temperatures continue to drop tonight, there's a better shot that some snow could accumulate on roadways, especially any roads that are not an interstate. And that could, of course, cause some slick travel conditions throughout the overnight hours. Angela says, good evening, always chiming in. Beat the snow on the drive back from Peoria, Illinois. Good. Yeah. Hopefully everybody got all their traveling done early today. If not, might have to wait until tomorrow. Alexa says coming down in Hanover. That's not surprising, but it's amazing that cutoff. Hanover's right about there. You get up towards Madison, Indiana, where I'm drawing that line, and they haven't seen much tonight. This is going to be a very sharp cutoff. Some of you will not see much, if anything. some of you could get a good 1 to 2 inches of snow over the next few hours. Let's see. Snow's coming down in Seymour. Probably not as much as there was a little while ago, but definitely some flurries are out there, no question. Let's see. DJ King, you got your wish, I hope, my man. There's not a lot of snow in North Vernon, but hopefully there's some out there. Let's see. Lynn says it's snowing in Shelbyville. Yes, it is. Tammy says just a covering in Corden so far. Okay, good to know. Thanks for that report. Shonda in Jeffersonville says it's covering the cars and some of the grass. The streets are still wet. It's about what we expected. Tonight is going to come down to how quickly do the roads drop below freezing. Yes, the air temperatures are going to drop below freezing, but how quickly do those road surface temperatures drop below freezing? How quickly does that concrete or asphalt go below 32? That's going to decide how the impacts are going to shake out over the next few hours. Michelle says, was the big wreck on I-65 weather related? We are not sure. Let me get you to our Trimark camera there. And I can show you what it looks like now. If in case you missed it, we posted it on our Facebook pages a few minutes ago. There was a pretty nasty wreck, it looked like, on I-65 between Fern Valley Road and Grade Lane. It was about an hour ago, right as we signed off our 6 o'clock newscast. It looks as though that wreck has cleared, which is good. We did get word from Metro Police that there were some minor injuries, but it didn't seem to be anything too serious, which is what we want to hear. That's great news. So we're not sure if it was weather related, but it's just an example. As the night goes on, we're going to have more travel issues. So, you know, whether it's weather related or not, we already had a wreck right out of the gate as it was starting to snow here in Louisville. So if you got to be out tonight, be careful. Please be careful. Quite honestly, I would just stay inside and just enjoy watching that snowfall, right? Stay warm too. I'll leave that Trimark camera up here for a second. Lisa says there's a nice covering in New Albany. Let's see. Aaron's asking where's Brian Good? He's off. It's the weekend. Man needs a couple days off, right? Don't we all? I got you covered. We're good. We're going to walk you through this. Brian's probably outside playing in the snow right now, knowing him. Let's see. Desiree says it's a very fine snow in E-Town and Radcliffe. Charles says we got grass and rooftops covered in Bardstown. Dale says the same thing, covering the front porch in Bardstown. Nikki, watching us on YouTube, says in Clarksville there's already a dusting. Is the snowfall going to increase later? Yes. That snow coverage is steadily increasing as we speak. In fact, I'll walk you through the next 12 hours with those snow chances. And again, I don't really have a set show for you tonight. I'm just kind of picking the graphics as we go. We're just kind of having a nice conversation. No formal show here. We're just talking about the snow. So you notice the highest snow coverage is basically now until 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. Once we get past 2 a.m., that snow coverage will slowly diminish. And eventually, closer to sunrise tomorrow morning, we're just going to have a few flurries flying around. Won't be enough to accumulate anything. If we're going to see accumulations tonight, guys, it's going to be now until 2 o'clock in the morning. All right? So the next 6 hours is going to decide how much snow you will see in your backyard. So the highest snow chances are now, and then they'll steadily drop later into the night. Anonymous watcher on YouTube, is it going to snow on Monday? Maybe. I'll talk about that in a minute. No alert day on that at this point. It's going to be a close call, though. We'll watch it. Dave is saying there might be some bridges already freezing over in Carroll County. That's not surprising. Bridges and overpasses freeze first, right? Always have, always will. Vicky says it's snowing where she's at in Pekin, Indiana. Michelle says cars are almost covered in the east end of Louisville. Kay says she's had snow falling at her location in Henry County since about 6 o'clock. Sounds about right. North Vernon is still snowing. There is some snow on the ground, Whitney says, up there in Jennings County, Indiana. Madison has a dusting, says Katie, covering the windshields and the grass. Litchfield, Ted and Dorothy say their grass and vehicles are covered. Pamela's in Mount Washington. It's been snowing in Bullitt County for about 30 minutes. Elizabeth, Indiana, cars and porch covered. Sonia says we got light snow in Shepherdsville, down in Bullitt County, of course. Let's keep going. These reports are great, guys. Keep them coming. It helps us know how this whole night is going to play out, especially with those roads and how they're handling it. Herbie says Dixie Highway rooftops, cars are covered. Roads are wet. There's nothing really sticking on the roads. That's good. That's very good. You know what? If we can get a nice 1 to 2 inches of snow on the grass and on the rooftops of the cars, fine by me. But again, with the cold air in place, it's not going to take much for these surface temperatures on these roadways to drop pretty quickly in the next few hours. Gosh, there's so many of you watching tonight. I love it. Over 700 of you. It's great. We appreciate you guys so much. Drew says we got flurries in Shelbyville. Dave's happy, don't you think? Looks like it's pretty blue in Lexington tonight. Go Cards. Yeah, that was a game that was played. I'll leave it at that. Donna's in Linden, where it's covering the cars. Debbie's got snow where she's at in West Buchel. Flurries in Sellersburg, according to Keisha. Let's see. All right. Porch covered in Webster, according to another Michelle that is watching. Travis says we got a dusting in Highview. Shelbyville getting a little bit of a burst right now, Kimberly says. All right. Man, I don't want to bore you all reading through all these comments. There's so many of them. All right. So that's where things stand now. We'll go back to radar here, and then we'll kind of keep the conversation going, because, again, I don't want to bore you all with reading too many comments. You're here for weather information, right? Let's go back to radar. There you go. This forecast, so far, so good. On either side of I-64 is where that snow coverage is at its highest, and it's in this zone in particular where we're going to see the highest accumulations tonight. Definitely, I think 1 inch of snow is on the table for areas along I-64 and a little to the north and a little to the south. If you live way down here in Hart, Greene, Taylor, and Adair County, we're looking at not as much, a coating, ½ inch, maybe 1 inch if you're lucky. And same story goes for our friends in Jackson, Jennings, and Jefferson County, Indiana as well. This is the sweet spot, folks, right down the middle, right where all that blue and white is on radar right now. That is the zone that you want to be in for some accumulating snow, but it's also the zone where the roads might be a little tricky over the next few hours. let's go to the big picture, okay? You notice we got quite a bit of moisture left to go with this system. Still a good bit of light snow across southern Illinois, out towards St. Louis. And we have to really wait on this low pressure to just kind of sweep through like that, east and southeast tonight, to get this moisture out of here. And that's why the flurry chances are lingering to near sunrise tomorrow morning. Gosh. All right, Ted. Appreciate you watching, buddy. You're still here watching, aren't you? You might be bored, but you're still watching. Love it. So again, the snow will continue for several more hours. You notice over the last 3 hours that snow continues to move west to east, kind of training. You know, we talk about storms training over the same spots over and over and over again during the spring and summer. Well, we kind of have a nice little snow band that's going over the same spots along I-64. Let's look at the road temperatures here in the city. We can ignore that pavement temperature up on the freeway in Prospect because that pavement is not 93 degrees. If only it was. Now, here in the city itself, those surface temperatures, the road temperatures are still above freezing. So a lot of you on Facebook and YouTube and whatnot saying there's snow accumulating on the grass and on the car rooftops but not on the roads. That's why. We've got on the Waterston Expressway, it's 42 degrees, that's surface temperature. It's 37 degrees along I-65 in Jeffersonville, 40 degrees on the Snyder near LaGrange Road. However, look off to the west. There in Harrison County, I-64 is down to 32 degrees. So again, these temperatures, these pavement temperatures will continue to drop through the rest of this evening, and that's when the risk for some slick spots will come into play. Braden's got a good question. Are there chances for any snow squalls tonight? Not really. There might be some little heavier burst here and there, but the rates with this system, it's just not there. It's just not there to see snow squalls as the night goes on. Carrie has a good question about these pavement temps. How do we know that these are the pavement temperatures? Well, they've only got a few of them, obviously. There's only 3 or 4 on this map, and one of them's not working. But they actually, I'm pretty sure they just kind of embed a little temperature sensor near the surface of the road. And we usually get pretty accurate measurements from them. There's not many, but they still give us a good idea, at least, of how the interstates are. And then we can kind of infer how the surface streets are, the neighborhood streets and things like that. So hopefully that makes sense. And speaking of, here we go. Carrie says her driveway is starting to have some shiny patches in Beachmont. All right. Here we go. This is what we talked about, right? So we're starting to see some little slick spots developing on those neighborhood roads, those driveways, right? So appreciate that report, Carrie. Let's see. Pamela says, sitting at the airport waiting for de-icing. Supposed to be heading to Florida tonight. Boy, wouldn't we all like to be in Florida right now? Golly. Well, hopefully that de-icing gets done soon, Pamela, so you can get on your flight. But this snow is certainly going to be sticking around for a bit. Let's see. Sonia's asking about the road temp in Bullitt County. Unfortunately, I can't give you specific numbers in Bullitt County. For some reason, we only have pavement temps by and large in Jefferson County. But I would say they're probably around the same, upper 30s to low 40s at this point. I will say it is an encouraging sign that those pavement temperatures are still in the 40s here as we come up on 8 o'clock. I thought we'd be getting close to freezing with those pavement temps by now. So it's not the end all be all, but it's a good sign at this point. Zoom things out again. You can see a few of these MPing reports. What the heck is an MPing? Well, it's an app you can download, and you yourself can report various weather phenomena straight to the National Weather Service. And a few folks have already said there's, let's see, some snow on the grass. Sorry, I had to step out so I could read our graphic there. So, just in general, seeing a few spots with some snow on the grass and things like that. But I do expect this map to continue to light up with more reports as the evening goes on. Now, these are reports from the National Weather Service themselves that we're looking at. There's nothing in our coverage area just yet, but I want to zoom in on these reports out near Paducah, or out near Evansville, I should say. Because this is the kind of thing that we're going to have to watch as the night goes on. So this one report right here in Pike County, Indiana, which is just outside of DuBois County, outside of wave country, but you get the idea. A little over an inch of snowfall in the last couple of hours, and this was at 7 o'clock, so there's probably been a little more snow since then. But just with that little over an inch of snow in Pike County, Indiana, roads and bridges are snow covered and slick. That's all it's going to take tonight, is about an inch of snow to cause some issues. All right. So that is one report. Let's check out this other one to the west. Roads becoming slippery in Gibson County, Indiana, which is north of Evansville. So this is what we are going to be watching as the night goes on, as we continue to see these snowfall totals increase. How quickly do those pavement temperatures drop? And how long after that does it take to cause some slick issues, right? So that's what we're going to keep a close eye on as the evening progresses. Stefan says we're already starting to see some roads freeze up in Rhineyville. Okay, good report there, Stefan. Appreciate that. That's not surprising. That is not surprising at all. And as I've said all day, most of the interstates tonight are going to be fine. But it's those surface streets, those neighborhood roads, bridges and overpasses on any kind of road that'll give us the trouble as the evening wears on. Pamela says her plane is now moving. Good deal. Adam says regarding the IU game, there's a nice covering on the field at Memorial Stadium in Bloomington. Not surprised by that. Anonymous viewer on YouTube's getting a little foggy and coming down a little harder as that snow here in the city. And you can actually kind of see that when you look at the SkyTrack camera. That's back where we were earlier. And you can kind of see how the skyline is getting obscured just a little bit as the snow picks up. All right. And you can see, going back to those MPing reports, remember MPing are reports that you guys can send to the National Weather Service and then to us. Everybody's saying, hey, it's snowing. It's snowing where I'm at. Right along 64 is that concentration of where most of the snow has fallen so far tonight. Let's go through the alert day info. And again, if you have any questions, let me know. We're going to keep the alert day in place until 7 o'clock in the morning. We have not changed that timing going back to yesterday, I believe. And most, if not all, the snow is going to be done by 7. All right. It's going to be done. But because it's so cold, we're still going to have some slick spots to deal with until around sunrise tomorrow morning. So if you're going to be out tonight, if you're a third shift worker, be careful, please. Give yourself an extra 10 or 15 minutes getting to work tomorrow morning or overnight tonight. If you're going to be heading to church early tomorrow morning, I would plan on some extra time then as well. It's only light snow, but as cold as it is, it's not going to take much to cause some slick travel. As we've already seen, as we've already heard from some of you guys tonight. General accumulation still look on track. Some of you will only see a coating. Some of you could see up to 2 inches of snow over the next few hours. The winter weather advisory continues for pretty much all of Wave Country, except Grayson County, Hart County, Greene, Taylor, and Adair counties. If you live down in southern Kentucky, sorry, you're kind of missing out on some of the good stuff tonight. Everybody else is under that advisory until, let's just say, 7 a.m. to keep it simple. There's some counties that go until 10 a.m. in the morning. There's some only go until 1 o'clock tonight. That gets too confusing. It's just different weather service offices setting the time. Let's just say until 7 o'clock in the morning. For most of us, that winter weather advisory will be in place. And that is the zone where we'll have the highest snowfall totals and potentially the greater issues when it comes to the roads. All right. Let's see. Jennifer's asking about ice potential in Bardstown. Well, that's something we haven't really discussed, but there's no freezing rain concern. There's no sleet concern. This is all snow, guys. That's it. It's a forecaster's dream in the Ohio Valley to just talk about snow and none of the other wintry stuff. But when you're talking about ice on the roads, yes, Jennifer, that is certainly possible in Bardstown this evening and overnight tonight. Anna says she's got some light snow where she's at in Highview. Hope you're well, my friend. Hope you're enjoying that snow as it comes down tonight. Pamela's flight's taken off. up and away. Safe travels, Pamela. Enjoy that sunshine down in Florida. Danny's watching us on X from Florence up there in northern Kentucky. Says it's snowing decent. Nice dusting up in Florence. Good to know. Kathy says coming down pretty good in Trimble County. There are some slick spots on Milton Hill right there in Milton. So if you live in Milton, in Trimble County, keep that in mind. Sounds like the main hill there in town is getting a little dicey. Nancy's asking about Monday morning. So this is the tricky thing about these kinds of setups, guys, where you have light snow or any kind of snow move through, and those temperatures struggle to get above freezing after that snow moves out. What we will have to watch, Nancy and everybody, Monday morning is if we can get enough sunshine tomorrow during the day and enough wind to kind of dry out the ground a little bit. It may not necessarily melt away all the snow on the grass or on the roof, but if we get enough direct sunlight and maybe enough wind, that could potentially allow the roads to dry up to limit that refreezing issue Monday morning. And I think there's a good chance we'll see both of those things throughout the day tomorrow. So long story short, Nancy, I don't foresee major travel concerns Monday morning, at least from this system. But we may have another system to watch during the day on Monday. But for now, Monday morning looks okay. Shonda says black ice would be more likely. Right. That's another concern. Obviously, the leftover moisture on the roads from the snow that's melted tonight could refreeze. Then you get more snow that actually sticks on the road. That's going to be the issue. And that's really why the alert day is in place. Shonda's spot on, as always. Weather Geek chiming in. Did they salt or brine the roads here in the metro? The only thing that I've heard, to be quite honest with you, is that Metro has crews on standby tonight. So I'm not sure if there was any pre-treatment done. Of course, you got to remember, if the roads are wet before they start getting slick, that makes the treatment kind of difficult to actually work. So maybe that's why they didn't do anything. Let's see. Good question, though. Adam says Wave Weather should start a Blue Sky account. So is this like a new... I've seen people like joining that account or that page or whatever, but I've never... I don't know anything about it. Blue Sky, weather related. That sounds fun. Okay, so the winter weather advisory continues for about another 11 hours until 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. All right. That, once again, is a live view of Jeffersonville, looking across the Ohio on our SkyTrack camera. And that is not what I like to see. The temperature at Ollie International is now down to 32. So we are now at the freezing mark here in the city, which means I bet that a lot of you are below freezing now, and that is indeed the case. So starting now, we're going to have to really pay attention to those roads. Any leftover moisture is going to start freezing up, especially on those secondary roads, on those surface roads, neighborhoods, driveways, sidewalks, things like that. We're down to 32 here in the city. We've got upper 20s now across southern Indiana. 29 in Bedford, 29 in Seymour, 28 in North Vernon, 28 in Salem. Hovering near 30 in Jasper, Paoli, Jeff, up towards Madison. And we are right at freezing across central and southern Kentucky. So starting now, going through 7 a.m. tomorrow, is when the roads are going to be a little dicey. So please be careful. This is why the alert day is in place. Somebody on my broadcast earlier this morning was complaining that I was being too serious about this snow. Look, guys, I love snow. I got so excited when I was a kid that school was closed because it seemed like it never happened. But when we start to have problems on the roads and people start wrecking, that's serious, right? That's why we have to give you guys a heads up that if you're going to be out and about, that you might have some issues as you're driving. Alert days are designed to tell you that the weather is going to impact your life. That's all it is. The alert day is in place to let you know that the roads could be dicey overnight tonight and tomorrow morning, and you need to give yourself extra time. That's all it is. Everybody gets so bent out of shape these days. It's frustrating. Anyway, this is what it feels like right now when you factor in the wind. Thankfully, it's not bad. We had wind chills in the teens this morning. But right now, that wind's kind of settled down a little bit. It feels like the upper 20s to low 30s instead. So it could certainly be worse. That's the view again of 65. We mentioned this a little while ago. It looks okay. Visibility is not great, but it looks like the interstate is just wet. I think it's okay. It's hard to tell. The Trimark camera looks so grainy with that fine snow coming down. Just take it slow. Headlights on, obviously. It's dark. Extra 10 or 15 minutes if you're out and about tonight, and you'll be fine. All right? So let me go to Futurecast, and then I'll show you the snowfall forecast, our updated amounts. So this is the HER model, the high resolution rapid refresh model, and it's on track, showing that light snow continuing across the board into the evening. I don't expect to see these really heavy snow bands. Somebody was asking about snow squalls earlier. I think Braden was asking. Somebody was. I can't remember. We're not worried about snow squalls tonight. This will just be kind of a fine, lighter snow. Once we get past midnight, I expect those snow chances to drop. And by the time we get to tomorrow morning, most of the stuff is out of here. We'll just have to watch for some lingering slick spots left behind. I'd say by 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, snow's done. Maybe still some slick spots, but the snow's gone by that point. Here's the snowfall map. Take a good look. Find your town, find your county. That light blue zone really hasn't changed a whole lot. I've adjusted it maybe 10 or 15 miles north or south. Doesn't make a huge difference, but that main area, that middle section of wave country, is where we will likely see at least 1 inch of snow tonight and could see closer to 2 inches of snow before all is said and done. The further north you are, our friends in Lawrence, Jackson, Jennings County, up towards Madison, probably around an inch, ½ inch to 1 inch of snow. Litchfield, down towards Mumfordville, Campbellsville, Lebanon, ½ inch to 1 inch. And you get down towards Columbia, not looking like a whole lot, unfortunately. So take a look at that snowfall map. Find your town, find your county. We'll answer some more comments. People are just miserable. Well, you know, you never know what people are going through, which is, you know, you got to give people the benefit of the doubt. But yeah, come on, guys. We're just doing our job. That's it. Sean is talking about some blizzards from all those years ago. Yeah, this is not a blizzard. Somebody was trying to say that I was thinking it's going to be a blizzard tonight. Of course not. Give me a break. Carol's watching us here in Louisville. Hope you're well. Lori, thank you for all you do. You're very kind. I appreciate it. I enjoy what I do. Let's see. Shonda says it's really coming down in Jeffersonville now. I'll go back to radar here in a minute, and then we'll probably wind things down because I need to save my voice because I got more newscasts to do this weekend, right? Adam says it seems like it's turning a little bit south and east and speeding up is this system. Southern turn, yes. It is drifting a little more to the south. That's kind of why I adjusted that blue zone a little further south tonight. Speed is on track for the most part, maybe an hour or two ahead of schedule, but these finer details, they're always tough, especially in the Ohio Valley, as a lot of you guys know. Does this mean, Weather Geek asked, that Kevin wins the first snowfall guest on our team? Well, that's a good question. First of all, remember, we're talking about 1 inch of snow at Louisville International Airport, which, because of the heat island, as you all know, is very tough to get to. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. All right. Let's get these guests up. I can tell you I'm way off. If this is the first 1 inch snow tonight, which there's a good chance it will be, I was totally wrong. But that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, looks like Kevin's going to win if we get 1 inch of snow tonight. December 23rd. Brian was hopeful for a white Christmas, it looks like. Tawana's in that same ballpark. Well, actually, hang on a minute. Looks like Hokie might win it. How about Ryan Hoke? December 9th. Look at that. I'm just going one by one. I didn't even realize that Ryan was ahead of everybody. So it looks like if we do, in fact, see 1 inch of snow at Louisville International Airport tonight, that Ryan Hoke will be the winner this year. And I will be in dead last. Rookie mistake, I guess. So, yeah. We'll see how much snow we get tonight at the airport, but something tells me Ryan Hoke is in pretty good shape with that first 1-inch snow here in Louisville tonight, potentially. Teresa's asking about tomorrow morning. Will things start to clear up? Glad you're here to tell us all about it. Thank you. Very kind of you. I appreciate it, Teresa. I'm not going to say it's totally clear tomorrow morning when it comes to the roads. The snow will be long gone, yeah. There might still be a few slick spots on your driveway or on your neighborhood road. But by tomorrow morning, most of the major roads should be fine. You just got to be careful getting out of the neighborhood in the morning. Hopefully that makes sense. Could still have a few slick spots. Tammy Joe's watching in Owen-Ton. Shout out to our friends in Owen County. Hope all is well. Josh saying it's good night for a hot tub. Fair enough. I wouldn't be a huge fan of that, but to each their own, Josh. Have at it. Carol says, should have gotten the snow at Christmas. Well, I mean, Christmas is what, 26 days away now? So 25 days away. So we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll get it. January 4th is crazy. Well, you know, I was kind of banking on it being a slow start to winter like it was last year. Obviously, that backfired. Try again next year. Jason says it's snowing where he's at in Cloverport. Good to know. Got a nice little dusting in southeast Louisville. Appreciate the report. Shonda's got a good idea. Y'all need to pass a trophy around or something for the closest guess. Yeah, why haven't we thought about that? I mean, I know this is my first Snowfall guest at Wave, but yeah, I don't know why they haven't done a little trophy all these years. It's a good idea, Shonda. I like it. All right. So let me jump to the 10-day. And then I'll show radar one more time, and then I'm going to stop talking for a little bit because I'm starting to lose my voice a little bit. Here comes the 10-day earliest alert. We have that 10% chance for a few flurries early tomorrow morning. It's gone by 7 a.m. Rest of the day is just cold. Highs in the 30s. A lot of you will stay below freezing, not just tomorrow, but into Monday as well. So 2 straight days below freezing. That doesn't happen a lot in late November, early December. So this is definitely winter making an early arrival. We do eventually warm up by Wednesday. So that's some good news. But let's focus on Monday now. Let's go to Monday. There we go. Brian has been watching this like a hawk for the last several days, and there's good reason for it. There is another little clipper that looks like it's going to scoot through near wave country on Monday. At this stage of the game, as I give you the full screen view so you can see it better, it looks like most of the moisture with this clipper is going to stay to our south and west, down towards Paducah, Hopkinsville, maybe Bowling Green, and down towards Nashville too. This track can obviously still change, so we are watching it very, very, very closely. It may kind of do more of a track like this, then we got a different story to talk about. But for right now, most of the snow with this will stay to our south and west, and all we will have on Monday is a few flurries. That's our current forecast. It's just a few flurries on Monday, but it's something we will continue to watch in the days to come. If it tracks a little further north, then we may have to flag it as an alert day and kind of do this all over again, right? So we will keep watching it closely over the next 48 hours. We got to get through tonight first. We mentioned that warm up on Wednesday. There was some concern about maybe some wintry weather by midweek. That signal's not really there anymore. So we've dropped the precipitation chances to just 10%. There will be another temperature reset by the end of next week, dropping back into the 30s and 40s for highs. And we get towards next weekend, next Saturday, like a broken record, we may have more snow to talk about. It's just too early to get into the specifics of that particular system as well, but it's one we're watching. So things certainly staying active in the days and weeks to come. No question about that. So that's your 10-day. What more comments we have? Adam says, I thought they had a wager. I'm not aware of one. I'm not aware of a wager, Adam. That's news to me if it's true. Anyway, it's all just in good fun, I think. Kathy says, thanks for all your hard work. Greatly appreciated. You're very kind, Kathy. Thank you. I appreciate you guys watching. Shonda says, just don't take Brian's Twix or Tylenol. No worries. I'm not a huge Twix person, and I've got my own Tylenol. You need it in this business and with this kind of forecast. All right, let me show radar real quick, and then I'm going to wrap things up so I can get ready for our newscast tonight at 11. Again, light snow continues over most of wave country, but you can kind of see where that heaviest band is shaping up right along and a little south of I-64. And this is pretty on target with what we were expecting. We will keep this light snow around through the overnight hours. And as those temperatures keep dropping below freezing, the road temperatures will start to drop as well. The risk for slick spots will go up. So use caution. Be careful as you're out and about tonight. Travel is not going to be impossible necessarily, but it will be tough. So take it easy overnight and early tomorrow morning. And hopefully once we get more sun, get a little wind, the direct sunlight can melt some of that slick travel weather, and the wind can dry out that moisture so we don't have to deal with it Monday morning too. All right, guys. Appreciate you all. Been watching our snow blog since around 2019. Thanks for all you do. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. You're very kind, Adam. I appreciate you, my friend. Hope IU gets in the playoff here next week. Shonda says, thanks. Yeah, it's been fun, hasn't it? It's been a fun hour of snow talk. Well, snow talk is Brian's thing. I don't want to infringe on that, but it's been nice talking about snow with you over the last hour. Even some people got bored, which is fine. Which is fine. As long as a lot of you guys enjoyed it and got some good information out of it, that is all that matters, because that is our job, is to keep you informed and keep you safe. So we'll keep the light snow around for a few more hours, and we'll watch for that potential for a few slick spots overnight tonight and tomorrow morning. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your family. Be kind to one another, please. Some people watching this broadcast tonight could really use that advice. We got college football on NBC. Once that college football game is done, I don't even know who it is. You can watch our updated forecast, our updated alert day coverage. We'll have a live view from the storm tracker, watching these roads as the night goes on. And that'll all be tonight around 11 o'clock. We hope to see you then on Wave News, and I'll be here tomorrow morning, making sure all those roads are clearing up from this first decent snow of the 2024 season. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. I wanted to give my voice a break. I'll see you tonight at 11.